I will call to order the regular and organizational board meeting of the Board of Election Commissioners for the City of Chicago. Good morning, my name is Maricel Hernandez, I'm the chair, and with me today is Commissioner William Cressy
Present.
and Commissioner June Brown.
Present.
Next item is a consideration of the agenda. Any changes, proposed changes? If not, we will proceed with the organization and the election of the chair. Are there any nominations?
Madam Chair, it'd be my high honor to nominate you to continue on as chair of the Chicago Board of Election Commissioners.
Thank you.
And I second that motion.
Oh, thank you very much. Are there any other nominations? If not, then there's been a motion and a second. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes, and thank you very much. Next item is the election of the secretary. And I will make the motion to nominate Commissioner Cressy as secretary, who's always done a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know with certain assistance.
Yes, and I accept the nomination.
Thank you.
And I second the
Thank you. The nomination there's been a motion and a second. Any other nominations? Hearing none all those in favor of Commissioner Cressy serving as the secretary, please state aye, and I will say aye.
motion. And Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Thank you. And that motion passes, so congratulations to you, Commissioner
Thank you, and
Cressy.
same to you.
Next item is the adoption of the bylaws. Mr. Lasker, do you have anything to contribute here?
Well, Madam Chair, there have been no requests for any substantive changes to the bylaws. Things have been operating well underneath them, so they're essentially the same set as last year.
Okay. Is there a motion to adopt the bylaws?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next, we have 3 sets of minutes for approval. The regular board meeting minutes of December 27, 22, the special board meeting of December 30th, 2022, and the regular board meeting minutes of January 10th, 2023. I think we can take them all in one group. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved by Commissioner Brown. I didn't see any changes.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next, we have financial reports. We have a balance sheet and voucher listing for the City of Chicago, a 2022 appropriation number 22-12 dated February 28th, 2023, in the amount of $754,767.97. Your motion.
So
moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Next is a balance sheet and voucher listing for the County of Cook, 2023 appropriation 23-01 dated February 28, 2023, in the amount of $560. Is there a motion to approve?
Commissioner Brown votes aye. Moves to approve.
And Commissioner Cressy seconds.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Lastly, we have a balance sheet and voucher listing for the City of Chicago, 2023 appropriation number 23-01 dated February 28, 2023, in the amount of $1,553,461.32. Is there a motion to approve?
Commissioner Cressy so moves.
Commissioner Brown seconds.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Now we go into today, Election Day, and do we have, Mr. Lasker, any outstanding issues at this time we need to deal with?
Not at this time, no.
Not at this time. Okay, if not, then I will skip to the public comment. Do we have any public comment?
And no request for public comment.
Okay, if there's no public comment, then I will entertain a motion to recess.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
And seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. We are recessed now.
All right.
I will call to order the Board of Election Commissioners meeting for the City of Chicago. Good afternoon. My name is Maricel Hernandez. I'm the chair, and with me is Commissioner June Brown
Present.
and Commissioner William Cressy.
Also present.
Next item on the agenda is the possible removal of judges. And the first one we can tackle is Brenda Dorsey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Brenda Dorsey is a Republican Party judge assigned to the 13th precinct of the 5th Ward. Board investigators as well as the Chicago police had to be called to her precinct after it was reported that she was being combative and using profanity with her fellow judges and with the voters and with the polling place proprietors. I've also been informed by the investigator, who's an off-duty police officer, that when the actual on-duty police showed up, she was physically abusive with the police, and she has actually been arrested for an assault on a police officer then today. So she's not in the precinct, but we want to remove her from the position. And again, this is a Republican Party judge, Brenda Dorsey, 13th precinct, 5th Ward.
So this is more of a decommissioning than a removal from the polling place?
Well, when we use the word removal, it's used both as a removal from the physical polling place, but also a removal from the appointed
Office.
position by the circuit court. Yeah, today she's literally been removed by the police from the precinct, but we would like to remove her from the office of election judge.
Thank you, Council.
Okay. Are there any further questions? If not, is there a motion to remove Brenda Dorsey as a judge of election?
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. And I have here the documents for removal. And I will pass this along.
Okay.
Okay.
Sign the top one.
Okay.
So it's all, we just signed the top one.
Yeah, you just sign the top one and
Council?
Thank you.
The next judge is Laura Lopez.
Laura Lopez is also a Republican Party judge assigned to the 9th precinct of the 36th Ward. We've received complaints from the fellow judges, also from poll watchers, and somebody from the alderman's office, that she was inattentive to her duties, including napping and not assisting her other poll workers. And investigators were sent out there and witnessed the same events. This is in a grade school, and the principal of the school was also upset by the appearance and the conduct of the judge. So we're requesting her removal.
And she was unable to carry out the duties of her office.
She did not carry out the
Or should
duties.
say unable or did not. Very good.
Any further questions? If not, is there a motion to remove Laura Lopez as a judge of election?
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. The next individual is Miss Sue Yina Kim, Senior.
Ms. Kim is a Democratic Party judge of election assigned to the 17th precinct of the 48th ward. Her fellow judges started sending in reports that she was neglecting her duties as a judge, that she was either sleeping from time to time or talking on her phone from time to time. So we dispatched a board investigator to the scene. That board investigator then directly witnessed that Ms. Kim stated that she was doing nothing wrong, although she was also using expletives to refer to her other poll workers. She made threats about the physical safety of another poll worker in the presence of the board investigator, and she also admitted to occasionally napping on the job. So those are our grounds.
Are there any questions, comments? Okay, if not, is there a motion to remove Sue Yina Kim, Senior?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded, all those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes, thank you. Hold on. Good old, there you go. Perfect.
Sometimes you just gotta tell them.
There are two other removals that are in the works. We're finishing the paperwork now, but not quite ready for this moment, so I would, when they're done, request that we recess.
Fine.
And just to clarify, Council, from this morning, all polling places were opened in a timely manner, and we didn't have to go to court for any extensions.
That's correct. We have no evidence of any voter who had to be turned away from a polling place and would not be able to return by 7 o'clock. Or yet again, the vote centers have proven to be quite a successful safety net today. It does really seem successful that if someone's polling place is not open on time in the morning and they have to get to work, they say, I can get to one of those vote centers before they close tonight.
Fabulous.
So,
Fabulous.
I think we haven't had to hold a polling place open late since we've had the vote centers on election day, which is remarkable, really.
Yes. Yes. Excellent.
Thank you. Okay, there is no public comment at this
Haven't
time.
heard none, yes.
And so I will entertain a motion to recess at the call of the chair.
So moved.
And seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes and we are recessed for now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will call to order the regular board meeting for the Board of Election Commissioners for the City of Chicago. Good evening. My name is Marisol Hernandez. I'm the chair. And with me today is Commissioner William Cressy
Present.
and Commissioner June Brown.
Present.
We will now go to any election day issues. Mr. Lasker, would you begin by clarifying?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. As a point of order, I do need to clear the record on, we did 3 judge of election removals in the last session of this same meeting. The one involving Brenda Dorsey, I did make misstatements about the Chicago police were called to the incident, but she was not arrested. She did not strike a police officer. She was not being charged with any crime for that. That was my error. As you will hear, that is a detail from one of the upcoming judge removals that we have on our agenda now for this portion of the meeting. But I do, with Ms. Dorsey, what happened is the board investigators as well as Chicago police were called to the polling place after it was reported that she was combative and using profanity with her fellow judges and making statements threatening the physical safety of another poll worker in front of the investigators. But no physical violence and no charges pressed and no arrest made. So I do regret the error and want to correct the record on that.
It's still sufficient record to have her removed.
Absolutely, yes.
So our decision stands. And at this time, let's proceed with additional judges. The first one is Jonette Morris. Mr. Lasker?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jeanette Morris is a Democratic Party judge assigned to the 14th precinct of the 25th ward. It was reported that Judge Morris was being involved in verbal altercations with the building manager, in which he physically pushed the building manager. The Chicago police and the board investigators were both dispatched to the scene, and this is the judge who did allegedly assault a police officer and was arrested on those charges and removed from the precinct. Nonetheless, we find the grounds exist for removal from the office of Judge of Election.
Okay. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to remove Jeanette Morris as a judge of election?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Okay, properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
The next judge on our, or would you like me to proceed or do you want to sign that? I'm sorry.
Do you want to wait?
Let's wait, let's get them signed up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun.
Have that on the record. Get signed.
Okay, thank you. The next judge on the agenda is Peggy Kohler, a Democratic Party judge assigned to the 5th precinct of the 15th ward. The board actually received the initial complaints on this matter through the Chicago Public School System. Complaints were lodged by a principal and an associate principal at the school where this polling place was located. So Judge Kohler was found to have engaged in misconduct unbefitting that of a judge of election. She was found to have spoken disrespectfully to a teacher and her students in the school that was hosting the polling place. After receiving complaints from the principal and the assistant principal, the Board of Elections dispatched its investigator, who spoke with the judge about the incident and determined, based on the conversations, that the judge did make inappropriate racially and ethnically insensitive comments to the teacher in front of her students. The investigator found that the comments included that she believed it was wrong for the teacher to be speaking to her students in Spanish inside this dual language school, because she made statements to the teacher and the students that they should be learning English, because in America that's the proper language according to the judge. And we do find that that was a disruptive cause of action that would warrant the removal of the judge.
Any questions? Is there a motion to remove Peggy Kohler as a judge?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, is there another one, Mr. Lasker?
One more, Madam Chair. Thank you. Matthew Simmons, a Republican judge of election assigned to the 5th precinct of the 2nd ward. The board received reports that he was allegedly showing signs of intoxication. The board's investigator was dispatched and then approached the judge and had a conversation with him. And during the conversation, An investigator could readily smell alcohol on the judge's breath, observed a lack of motor skills, and slurred speech. Obviously, that's not appropriate for a judge of election, and we request removal.
Okay, any questions? Is there a motion to remove Mr. Simmons?
So moved by Commissioner Chrissy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded, all those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Chrissy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes, and Mr. Simmons is removed. And I believe, is there any public comment at this time?
No request for
No.
public comment.
No request for public comment. I believe at this point, I could entertain a motion to adjourn the regular board meeting. Is there a second?
So moved.
And second,
I'm
moved and
sorry.
seconded.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been a long day.
Properly moved and seconded, all those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Chrissy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes, and we are now adjourned. Thank you.